Hello everyone, how are you doing? I'm doing good. I hope that life has been treating you well.
To be honest, I'm a little bit sleepy. I haven't been sleeping well lately, but if these next few episodes are anything like the previous few episodes, I think they're going to give me a lot of energy and get me feeling quite pumped. So, let's not waste any time and get right into it.
The boys are getting closer to the sound ninjas and Neji notes that it's been a while since they've come across a trap. I really like the sound effect that they use for the Byakugan. It sounds like something out of Star Wars.
It looks to me like we've been underestimated. They're cocky. They think we're all dead now, and their big guy's the only one following them.
It seems you're right about our enemy, Shikamaru. And it's insulting to be underestimated like this.
They're offended at being underestimated, but recognize that it allows them the opportunity to take these guys by surprise. I understand why the sound ninjas underestimate them because they're children and genin, but they really should take all precautions just in case. I mean, they don't know who else could be following them. We see that big guy, his name is Jirobo apparently, join back up with the sound ninjas, and it must be one of our guys in disguise. This is such a bold move. Well done, boys. It's nice to see them being proper ninjas. Unfortunately though, the sound ninjas did suss them out immediately. This one guy is like Ninja Spider-Man and uses a web to trap Shikamaru and then Naruto and to swing away from Kiba's attack and glue him to a tree. I wonder which one of them is going to have the task of combating this guy because he is very tricky. And he gets Neji too, going so far as to wrap him up in a cocoon. This web is super strong and very sticky, and so they can't cut it or get themselves free.
This stickiness must come from combining his chakra with some sort of fluid. And the strength is unreal. Even after he releases the thread, his chakra is still flowing through it, giving it power. It's unstoppable! No, wait. I've got to calm down.
I'm interested in his internal biology and this body modification aspect of these abilities of jutsu and chakras and stuff, and nobody has commented on the fact that he has 6 arms. Is it common to see people, ninjas, who just randomly have these strange kind of body modifications in that way?
Neji calms himself down and focuses his chakra while Spider Ninja makes weapons from his mouth web stuff. The ability to manufacture your own weapons is very, very useful. He throws his kunai at Naruto's shadow clones to find the original one, and please tell me that none of them are.
1 down and 3 to go. Wait, where did he...
That was a clever move by Naruto. Shame, it's a pity that it didn't land, but I'm glad to see him using his brain a little bit more when he's fighting. Unless Shikamaru told him to do that. No, I'm going to give Naruto the credit for this one. But I think Naruto should have attacked before his shadow clone was destroyed, because then he would have had more of an element of surprise.
It looks like you're at the end of your rope. How did he...
Naruto! Thanks for stalling him for me.
I like that Neji was the one to rescue Naruto from that situation. I want to see them become better and better friends after that whole Chunin exam stuff. And he was able to cut through the web with his hand, right? So that means that he's going to be the one to fight the Spider Ninja guy, right? While the others go forward. That is exciting. I am very interested to see more and more of Neji's abilities because everything that we've seen so far has been quite impressive.
And chakra-built substances don't stand a chance against my gentle fist attack. This guy's jutsu. I think I'm the only one who can handle it. Go on, you guys. I'll take care of him.
I was right. Should have just waited a few seconds longer. Akamaru is nervous because this guy is much stronger than Jirobo. Neji talks about their duty to the village and to their fellow shinobi, reminding them of Iruka's words at the Hokage's funeral. When asked why do people fight and sacrifice for each other, he spoke about the ties that existed between them all, the people of the village, the shinobi who fight and die for him, the relationships of the living and the dying, and all that stuff all together creates bonds that are unbreakable and important.
We can't allow such evil to take someone from our village. That is not our way, Naruto. Sometimes your eyes are even better than mine. Sasuke is in the darkness.
Neji is the definition of an old soul. He feels more like an adult than a child.
And just like that, Neji has really brought me around to the value of rescuing Sasuke for Sasuke's sake. Not just to keep him and the Sharingan out of the hands of Orochimaru, but because he is in the dark, because he is lost, because he needs saving from himself. It might be, my own negative characteristics, but as soon as he left, it would be my instinct to respond with, I guess, something more closer to anger, okay, fine then, go. And just leave him to figure it out on his own, to eventually realize that this is the wrong path that he has taken. But this Neji has got me feeling this camaraderie, this patriotism, this importance of the connections that bind us together and make us feel community, right? And that it's worth it to save people when they go astray, and not just let them wander around in the dark until they figure it out, until they realize that this is a bad situation. So yeah, I really like Neji. Look at him teaching me life lessons.
And maybe he is in a position to really empathize more with Sasuke than the others because his father was killed by his uncle. And he has recently come to gain new understanding of all of that. After his uncle gave him his father's letter, and he was able to process all of his feelings of anger and the desire for revenge and all of that bitterness. Spider Ninja attempts to trap them all, but Neji is able to stop his web so the others can get away. As he and Neji are prepared to fight, he says he's going to kill him in 3 minutes or less, and I just know that that is not going to be true. He fires a continuous barrage of web spitballs at Neji until he can't dodge or destroy them all and he becomes trapped. That traitor Orochimaru gave him a briefing on the gentle fist technique of the Hyuga, so he's got a pretty good idea of how Neji destroys his web. However, he underestimated our young genius and begins to prepare that impressive 64 palms technique he used against Naruto. I hope that nothing interrupts this and he's able to properly execute the combo.
2 palms! 4 palms! 32 palms! 64 palms!
Neji is able to land all 64 palms, but the Spider Ninja protected himself by creating a hard outer shell of that web stuff. He pulled a Gaara. Because of the information he got from Orochimaru, he knows that if he gets hit even once, it could disrupt his entire chakra network.
My sticky spider thread is actually a type of metal that hardens the instant it leaves my body. It's impervious to chakra, but from every sweat gland in my body.
That explains it. No wonder my attacks on his chakra points have no effect.
That's unfortunate. If I'm not mistaken, that means that just like Neji has the right kind of technique to snap the web, this guy has the right kind of technique to overcome the gentle fist. What a sticky situation. Spider Ninja is looking for a blind spot, but Neji is not making it easy for him. He is both a badass Byakugan user and a smart ninja. He's not fooled by the distraction and defuses the guy's attack. He remarks that Neji has eyes on the back of his head, and he does kinda have eyes on the back of his head.
No way! Can he actually see me? What kind of a freak is this guy?
Says the guy with 6 arms who secretes a sticky web that's actually a metal.
Recognizing the power of their Byakugan, Spider Guy decides it's time to unleash the power of the curse mark. The markings remind him of the one he saw on Sasuke that one time, and well done, Neji! You don't just see everything, you remember it too. And to my great dismay, man summons a giant spider.
You know, I actually had the thought, I hope he doesn't summon a giant spider. Because I recognized, oh, he's like a spider, like how Orochimaru is like a snake, and Orochimaru summons big snakes. So I really hope this guy doesn't summon spiders. And I jinxed myself because he did summon a big spider, and I don't like spiders. I hope the spider is not around for a long time so that I don't have to keep looking at it. Oh man.
Then all I have to do is stop that rotation. Scatter!
You know what's worse than a really big spider? Lots and lots of small ones.
Neji uses his rotation technique to block the spiders, and the sound ninja studies the threads of it to find an opening. When he does, he throws his weapon. Neji sees and blocks it with chakra. Orochimaru's music starts playing, and so I know this fight is about to go up in intensity. The spiders and their webs cancelled out his chakra and therefore his rotation. Spider Ninja is keeping his distance and searching for opportunities, looking to wear Neji down with a relentless stream of attacks that he has to defend against. And there's just so many spiders, and Neji can't stay stuck in defense mode. He needs to make an attack. What is he going to do?
8 trigrams, 128 pounds!
Man, that's very impressive. But he's using so much chakra, and he hasn't been able to land an attack on the sound guy yet. I'm worried that he's getting closer and closer to exhaustion.
But there's just an endless supply of spiders. That big spider can just make so many small spiders.
And then one of the kunai slices into Neji's shoulder. He did so good, but it was just too much. And all of this is giving this guy so much opportunity to study Neji and figure out his very impressive techniques.
60...
Yeah, just as I thought.
Oh man, so now the guy has figured out Neji's blind spot, and not letting up, he attacks again and lands 2 more, causing Neji to collapse.
I don't like this. Neji! Those are such serious wounds. To be stabbed, being stabbed is such a visceral thing, and then to see the pain register on his face. Oh no!
And the sound ninja begins to brag. I told you I'd find a way through your defenses, through all your fancy moves. Breathing heavy, Neji gets to his feet, his hair free of its tie and looking quite luxurious. The bragging and mocking continues. Just give up, roll over and die. There's no point. You can't beat me. And these taunts trigger memories in Neji. He remembers training with Lee, remembers that he said those very words to him. You can't beat me. He said them to Hinata too, and to Naruto. It doesn't matter what you do, it's already decided. You can't beat me. And now the words echo back to him. The giant spider descends directly on top of Neji. He gets it with a gentle fist and it disappears, and the spider guy takes this opportunity to fire more kunai, landing even more in the young shinobi's back. Thinking the fight is over, he prepares to leave, but Neji isn't done and gets back to his feet. The sound ninja triggers the second state of the curse mark and it begins to glow. he prepares just a very big arrow, and we see the full scale of his transformation. He honestly looks like a demon, and if he lands this attack in Neji's blind spot, it could be catastrophic.
And of course, I don't like seeing Neji so injured from those kunai. But narratively speaking, in terms of the development of the story and his character, to have him had those experiences with Lee coming back to fight him over and over and always getting back up again, then fighting Hinata, get back up again over, same thing with Naruto, and for him to be in that position where he is the one who is like, I will not give up, you will not defeat me like this, I will keep rising to fight and fight and fight. And he has probably never been pushed to this extent before. He has never had to push through his own pain and exhaustion in this way before, I'm sure, ever. And he has witnessed it in others and said, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep pushing? Why do you keep fighting? Now he knows in a deep, intense way, because he is now in that position as well. This is excellent story. Wonderful. I mean, not wonderful, but you know what I'm saying. I love when a story rewards you for paying attention.
Neji just barely avoided a death blow from Kitamaru. He has surrounded himself with chakra, and maintaining such a thing is exhausting. As I suspected, this guy is the strongest person he's ever fought. He runs for cover, pulling out the kunai as he goes. Kitamaru fires a guided arrow that he targets right at Neji's blind spot, but he's able to dodge it at the very last moment. However, he is not unscathed, and it cuts his cheek and rips through his headband.
Whenever something happens to cause one of the ninjas to have their headband just fly off because of an injury, it feels so impactful. It's a very clear sign that things are not looking good, that things are dire, but it also provides them with the opportunity to look directly at the headband and be reminded of their ninjahood and the village and their duty and what they're fighting for, what they're trying to achieve, and all of that stuff. So very impactful symbolism. My heart is very sore for Neji. I knew that the fight was most likely to go in a direction where he would have a hard time at some point, but I didn't anticipate this much struggle, I think. And previously with Choji, I didn't really have any opinion with him either way, so it was a huge surprise when he was badass, but I'm expecting Neji to be badass, and now he's struggling, and it's really hitting me quite hard.
So now Kitamaru is going to use a special spinning arrow that is capable of breaking right through a tree, and Neji is feeling bleak.
I vow to win!
Naruto, what would you do, I wonder?
Naruto just changing the lives of these Hyuga kids.
I've had enough. Besides, it's not like I can dodge it anyway, is it? Here. Gentle fist!
Okay, so good. I'm glad that Neji was able to land an attack eventually, because Kitamaru has been saying that he can't let Neji hit him like even once, right? Because it would like disrupt his chakra network. Because the gentle fist is very strong. But he had to get stabbed with the arrow through the chest in order to do that. Naruto really doesn't shy away from like what it would really truly mean to be like a soldier or a ninja in this world, and what you have to do in order to win a fight sometimes. Like, the only way for Neji to close the distance between them was to create a link between them, and the only way to do that was to get shot in the chest with a very big arrow. Gosh, I really like the music that's playing during the scene though. I don't know if that's going to be like Neji's theme music or anything, but it doesn't matter. But okay.
Neji is pinned to the tree and looking so beat up, which of course he is. And Kitamaru is clearly injured, but is he out of the game? And if he is not, does Neji have enough left to finish things completely? He remembers Naruto, how he pushed and pushed even when the fight between them seemed over.
I cannot lose. Even if my enemy is far stronger, even if my body should fail me, there is a reason. I cannot lose!
Yes, Neji, you cannot lose. That is what I like to hear. And what reason is he going to give? What is his reason for struggling forward?
You know, I really love the emotional highs and lows that these fights take you on. It really gets you to feel the most that you can possibly feel. And this victory music, like as soon as it plays, it like triggers endorphins in me or something. Like I'm so excited for them to do well when they do well and when they win. And Neji, oh yes.
I couldn't have evaded it anyway, so I decided to take the hit deliberately. And I know my weakness much better than you do.
Man, don't mess with Neji. He does seem like exactly the kind of person that would prepare for all eventualities. If he knew, which he didn't know, that he had the blind spot, he would prepare for some way to defend if somebody else recognizes that he has that blind spot. And I really like how that was set up with him noticing the birds before. And like I think I even included that clip in the video of when he sees the birds and he sees that there were more than he thought. That's a really nice setup and payoff. I appreciate that.
But there is a reason why I cannot lose. Not so long ago, the strongest person I ever fought out of everyone said to me, "You can do it too, because after all, unlike me, you're not a failure." All this time, I've been called a genius. So I cannot lose.
You know my sappy emotional heart just loves this stuff. I'm eating this up with a spoon. He can't lose because of what Naruto said to him. Because he's a genius and he can't let down all the people, including Naruto, who believe that he is a genius and that he won't lose. I like that.
Neji is struggling and in pain. He reaches for his headband and remembers his father's words. The Hyuga trait is stronger in you than anyone else, so he cannot allow he, who holds the Hyuga trait so strongly, to die so easily. Kitamaru says this whole mission is pointless. Sasuke left of his own free will, and Neji repeats the sentiment that Sasuke is in the darkness.
There's someone who can find him in the darkness and save him from this path.
I don't care who it is. They can't save him.
He will! Because, Naruto, it was you who saved me from the darkness.
Oh my gosh, guys, my heart. That is perfect. Neji knows that Naruto can pull Sasuke out of the darkness because he pulled him out of the darkness. Neji really has changed and grown so much from the person that we first saw during the Chunin exams. He really is out of the darkness now and standing in the light. They both collapse, and we have a montage of Neji's journey so far. And he says, "Everyone, the rest I leave to you." And that reminds me of Nanami in Jujutsu Kaisen and makes me even more emotional. And as I'm putting the video together now, I'm remembering how much Neji hated the village. That's what he said when he was fighting Naruto, right? That he despised the Leaf Village And throughout this mission, he's been saying, the way of the Leaf Village, this is how we do things in the Leaf Village. And he's being very patriotic and very obviously not hating the village. And I really love this character growth. And also another ending, like he's dead and with the light shining, like his soul is about to be taken up to heaven. So, continuing to play with my emotions. It's now sunset, so they've been chasing after Sasuke for a while. It's 4 against 2, so the odds are in favor of the Leaf Shinobi. However, I'm pretty sure that grey-haired Sound Ninja has another person attached to his back, like a clone or something, or maybe a doll like Konkuro has. Night descends and Shikamaru decides they won't attack during nightfall, that they'll maintain their current distance until sunrise. In order to snatch Sasuke back, they need to be able to see clearly, and also he can't use his shadow possession jutsu under these conditions. Maybe if it was like a really clear night and a really full moon. Naruto backs up Shikamaru and supports his decision, and that is very nice, and also good to see Naruto not being so gung-ho to just attack. Perhaps that shows how important getting Sasuke back is to him. The Sound Ninjas are under a deadline and were supposed to deliver Sasuke by the next day, so by sunrise. I'm assuming they're going to fail because this episode is called The Vessel Arrives Too Late. They really didn't try to maintain suspense with these titles. We cut to Orochimaru's hideout and see him screaming in pain while he showers.
Please, my lord. There are many other bodies ready for you. You may even use mine if you want.
No! It must be Sasuke! Why do you think I've waited this long?
So the condition of Orochimaru's arms seems to be getting worse and worse. They're all cracked open and bleeding, and that makes my skin crawl to see wounds like that, to think of wounds like that. And the pain must be excruciating, enough to make you lose your mind. And Kabuto, with his devotion, hey, you can take my body? I continue to be curious about the dynamic between these two. How did Kabuto end up with Orochimaru in the first place? And why is he so devoted? Is it just because Orochimaru helped him become stronger? I would like to see more of cult leader Orochimaru, the side of him that has led to so many people, well, maybe not so many, but a few people being so incredibly devoted to him. Is there a part of him that's also soft and caring and nurturing, that part that lures you in? I really want to see more of that side of him.
Orochimaru is clearly unable to endure this body any longer, and he's dying, or his body is dying. Kabuto is going to prepare a suitable body for him to transfer into. He can always go into Sasuke at a later date. Kabuto heads to some kind of prison and releases a whole bunch of guys, letting them know that only one can be released. So he's not so subtly suggesting that they fight each other until only one is left. Next, he goes to wake up someone called Kimimaru, who appears to be on life support or seriously ill. They're hooked up to a bunch of medical equipment.
It's as I thought, isn't it? I wasn't chosen. Once again. Don't worry. Your replacement has already been found. He has a mark equal in power to your Earth Curse mark. He's been given the Heaven Curse mark.
It's very interesting to know that there are different kinds of curse marks. That this man, Kimimaru, has an Earth Curse mark, and that Sasuke was given the Heaven Curse mark. That's very interesting. I didn't even think of that that there could be different ones. I would have thought that the big guy would have been given the Earth Curse mark because he used a lot of Earth technique. But perhaps he's just from the Earth hidden village. I really like the sound of this Kimimaru's voice. It's very smooth and soothing.
Kabuto injects him with this glowing medicine, and I think he's dying. He asks how much time he has left and reflects on the meaning of life. Why are we here? He concludes that the reason is to find one's true purpose. And in order to be truly free, we have to be able to find that purpose and then live in that purpose, enact that purpose. Kabuto asks Kimimaro what his purpose is now that he can't be a vessel. Sasuke hasn't arrived in time, so it appears this guy who won the prisoner fight will be Orochimaru's new vessel. This man is frozen by Orochimaru's menacing aura, and he knows that he's about to be consumed by the snake. I had been assuming that Orochimaru wouldn't be able to do this transfer because of his arms being out of commission, but from what I'm gathering, being able to transfer his soul or his essence into another body is a jutsu that's already complete. Like, he has already given himself this ability, it just can only be done every few years. So he doesn't need to do some kind of jutsu with hand signs in this moment. Orochimaru offers him one wish before he dies. The man asks for his clan to be released, as the snake vampire has been using them for his experiments. And that is just further evidence of Orochimaru's cruelty. He tells the man to consider it done, and I wonder if he means this, if he'll actually let them go, or he's just trying to make him more complacent with what's about to happen.
Don't worry, your strength of spirit was one of the main reasons I chose you, and I'd be foolish to let it go to waste. Your residual aura will live on in me.
Okay, so he wanted to wait for Sasuke because he can only do it every few years. That makes sense. I kind of wish they had mentioned that earlier, but, you know, that's just their storytelling choices. The way the guy screamed, though, is this process mentally horrific what's happening to you? Maybe both. It's probably both, right?
Kimimaro confirms that his body is too damaged to be a vessel, and seeing as that was his purpose, what is the point of his life? He gets up and we see all these cables and things connected to his body. He sees a new purpose, to retrieve Orochimaru's next vessel, and he must do this, no matter what.
What is there left to give my existence meaning? I was not meant to be the vessel. I was meant to find the vessel and bring it safely here, even at the cost of my life.
The sun rises and the leaf ninjas confront the sound ninjas, and the fight begins instantly. Kiba and Shikamaru attack while Naruto prepares the Rasengan. He's not able to land the attack, but Kiba was waiting to make his move. Shikamaru traps the woman in his shadow possession, and Kiba snatches the coffin containing Sasuke. What excellent teamwork! They don't try to fight and immediately head back with Sasuke, and that's definitely a smart move. If they can just stay ahead till they get back to the Leaf Village, they'll have achieved their goal. We see a hint of the new Orochimaru, and he's all bandaged up. So what the hell does this process involve? The episode ends with Kimimaro rushing to the fight, and man, I just know he's going to have a tragic backstory. It's gonna be another Haku. Akamaru is a very talented ninja and is busy setting bombs to derail their pursuers. He really should have his own headband. Kakashi's dogs have their own, so how come he doesn't have one? The grey-haired ninja gets caught in one of the explosions, and this makes him lash out at Akamaru, so he binds him to a tree so that he can be blown up too. Kiba goes in to save him, and all three of them get caught in the explosion and fall into a deep, deep crevasse in the ground.
That is a really deep hole in the ground. A crack in the ground. So does this mean that Kiba is going to be the one who fights that grey-haired guy? He seemed to be one of the strongest, if not the strongest one. So that makes me worry for Kiba. I know that he's very strong, like brute strength strong, physically strong, right? But how is he? I'm very interested in seeing that battle, that fight. I hope it's like a properly drawn out one, like the ones we've had for Neji and Choji. I would like to see that development of Kiba as well. Oh, but did you see when Akamaru was gonna get blown up? He had like tears in his eyes.
Shikamaru tells Naruto to flee with Sasuke, but before they can make a move, Kimimaro makes a very cool entrance.
My body is too devastated to move on its own anymore. I use the power of my mind.
And just immediately we know that he's very strong, very skilled, very badass. I'm excited for it, loved this entrance. And he looks at Tayuya like, you should be ashamed of yourself. How has this taken you so long? Where's everybody else? I can't believe you guys have let down our Lord and Savior Orochimaru down so badly. You should just die. And just as Shikamaru is puzzling out how to deal with this new guy, Naruto charges in without much thought and promptly gets punched right in the face. This is a lesson he has to learn many times, apparently.
I could end your life right now if I wished to. The reason I've decided to spare you is because you have a duty that you must complete. As for those two pieces of garbage, I leave them to you.
Nothing is more dangerous than someone who is wholly devoted to their cult leader. And yes, I have now come to see the Sound Shinobi as a cult. Kimimaro leaves with Sasuke, and Naruto is very upset about Sasuke being taken away from them, and of course he is. He just wants to save him from the darkness. Shikamaru tells Naruto to do exactly as he tells him, and Naruto listens, so they are able to psych Tayuya out. So Naruto is able to slip away so that he can pursue Kimimaro and Sasuke, and Shikamaru is going to stay behind to fight Tayuya. Shikamaru always ending up with the Kunoichi opponents, hey? Naruto dives into that fox chakra and his face takes on that canine appearance. He's really not wasting any time here, hey?
That poor boy. It's amazing that he could still move with that body.
He did it all for you, out of reverence.
Kabuto, you are quite a hateful, nasty person, aren't you?
Now isn't that just the pot calling the kettle black? The reason that Kabuto probably knows how to be so mean and nasty is because he learnt it from Orochimaru.
Kimimaro was the perfect match. He existed solely for you. Moreover, he came from the Shinobi clan, with the strongest and most ideal bodies. He had a genuine Kekkei Genkai.
Yes. When I think about having lost such a specimen, I still can't accept it. I can't get him out of my head. The man best suited for my spirit. The body I wanted the most. Kimimaro.
The way that they both talk about him, it's so separate from his humanness, you know, his value in his body and his ability, but not in who he is as a person, not in his soul or his humanity, only in what he is capable of. It must have been really devastating for him to get this illness that damaged his body so badly. I don't know whether or not to feel sad for him, because the thing he wanted to do was make an evil man more powerful. I guess we'll find out more about his backstory soon, I'm sure. And of course he's the one who's going to fight Naruto, because Naruto, he's the one who brings out that humanity in people, right? He's the one who makes you connect with yourself. That's Naruto's superpower. His empathy and his humanity. which is ironic because everybody excluded him because of the demon inside of him, hey? Thinking of him as a monster, and he turned out to be the most human of humans.
They keep showing the Hokage versus Orochimaru flashback as if we could have forgotten what happened between them, and it's just wasting time.
But in this world, all too often, things don't work out quite as we want them to.
Also, very strange to see Orochimaru not looking like Orochimaru, despite sounding like Orochimaru, but the hair is very wrong. He's definitely a blackhead kind of person. But he still has his eye makeup. Like, can you imagine him changing into a new body and then being like, wait, guys, now I must put my eye makeup on. I am Orochimaru and I have purple eye makeup. Bring me my supplies right this instant.
So I've now learned that the girl ninja's name is Tayuya, and she didn't stop Naruto, so Kimimaro is like, well, I guess I have to kill her then now. Foxy Naruto demands to know what Orochimaru wants with Sasuke. He explains that Orochimaru is immortal, but not the body he occupies, and so he has to swap them around, and he wants Sasuke's body. And as you can imagine, Naruto does not take this information well. Tayuya mocks Shikamaru. What's so special about this Sasuke that you'd sacrifice your team for him? He explains that he would have been justified in abandoning this mission, but neither he nor his comrades could just abandon a friend who has been captured. This mission has been nerve-wracking and intense, and he very much feels the weight of his friends' lives and that responsibility of being a team leader, but he does not regret coming this far.
Don't insult my friends, or you'll pay.
Tayuya summons 3 humanoid giant monster type creatures, and Shikamaru's like, oh, what a bother. I'm very interested in this fight in particular. Kiba is fighting the grey-haired guy whose name I still haven't caught, and Naruto has made many shadow clones.
And that is how we leave things for this week. Several fights set up, and they look to be quite intense. These are the 3 strongest sound ninjas, right? Battling these 3 guys. I'm very interested to see how they're going to play out. I really want to know more of Kimimaru's backstory, and I'm sure that we will. That's typically how these things go. And Orochimaru has his arms back, so he's back in the game. I don't know how long it takes for him to be 100% in that body, because, you know, he's covered in bandages. So I'm assuming it takes a toll on the body that he's moved into as well. Yeah, lots to think about. You know, I really want to watch the next episode. But, no, it's been the whole afternoon of recording. Well, not the whole afternoon. I really want to watch the next episode, but, you know, I'm going to hold myself back to do these reaction videos because I quite enjoy it. I feel like I'm watching Naruto with somebody else, which I am. I'm watching Naruto with everybody who watches these videos with me. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, leave a comment if you'd like to say hi. I hope that you have a good day, a good week. I'm Kayla. See you in the next one. Bye.